After the most endurance-based event for an elimination race we've ever seen, the Neptune Nomads have vaulted with the gold out of last place. But at the top of the table, it is closer than ever. Marauders, 85, Citrus Spiriters, 82, and Serpent Speeders, who are on a bit of a downfall, 81. So, this event is an incredibly important one, and the next new event of the season, and the first one for the A-League, the Hubelino Pursuit. Teams will run down this track here and knock their teammates into a snake-like formation. It is the first team to get all 4 of their marbles across the line. This is not just 3, it's all 4 of them. The Exhibition Pre-Show will show us how it's done for the new event.
So it's not quite a relay race. All of the marbles will be continuing to go after they hit their competitors. And there you can see the third marble is going, and all 4 marbles now going, and you have to get all 4 of your marbles across the line first. It's the 4th marble that crosses the line first that will get you the win. And once again, it's a bracket style event. It will have winners advance to the quarterfinals, then it's the semifinals and the final. And there you can see our heats of 2 teams battling out in this bracket style event.
And then you see them lined up, ready to go with Heat 1. The Green Peacocks and the 7 Speed, the Shen and Ophidian will start. Peafowl and Serpent will finish, but all of them will race at one point in time, and we're off in the first Hubelino Pursuit. So Green Peacocks have the great opening first sector and nudge their teammates forward, but this is this time where 7 Speeders could start to catch up, and they do line up very well. This here, bad contact for the Green Peacocks, and they fall straight back in the 4th marble. Bad coordination there, and that is going to get the 7 Speeders through to the next round by 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, I think just too much contact there for the Green Peacocks on the far side. That really spread them apart, while Serpent Speeders were very much keeping a close pack together, and you want to do that in an event like this, as the J Jockeys and the Grayscales will go for the second heat. Grayscales look like they have slightly, but things can really swing back into the opponent's favor in the later part of this course. J Jockeys trying to make a comeback, and looks like they will be so close. J Jockeys will just barely knock out the Grayscales. There you can see the final marbles going down, and it's going to be a photo finish, but by less than 0.03 of a second, the J Jockeys are going to knock out the Grayscales here.
That last anchor is so important. You have to be slightly spread out, but not too close together. Otherwise, you can't have any stragglers, but you can't have anyone get too close. Otherwise, they'll just knock each other back and slow you down. Citrus Sprinters and Cosmonauts now. Citrus Sprinters are on a championship charge for the first time in their history, and they're looking very good here. Nice bit of run through the last stretch. Here come the Cosmonauts. It is much closer than I thought. Did Citrus Sprinters hold on? Yes, they did. Only just so. 2 very close races. Goodness me, we're off to a flying start here.
Less than 0.02 between those 2 teams. If you have a good lead at the start, it is very hard to maintain that when all 4 of the marbles are going. Now, Cheeseballs and the Marauders, to round out the first half of the heats, Marauders look like to have a comfortable lead ahead of the Cheeseballs. Of course, we've seen comebacks in this event. Will the Cheeseball be able to do it? They're trying to bring it back. It doesn't look like it though. Marauders are easily going to move on here. Not even close, and our championship leaders are going to continue their march in this season.
Very good by the Marauders there. They kept themselves spread apart, and then they just bunched up a little bit so the Cheeseballs couldn't catch back up in the last anchor, and that got the Marauders through without any worries. Cheeseballs the first beyond 12-second time. That's not very good at all. As White Knights and Party Crashers coming down now and dead even through the first anchor, and then we come down to the next one, and it's still dead even between these 2. Party Crashers are showing up in the team event here, but what they did in the last section is going to be close around the final turns, and White Knights swing forward in the last turn, and they will move on here. Great last turn.
Fantastic coordination for the White Knights. Look at how close together those 4 marbles are, even crossing the line compared to the Party Crashers. That's a brilliant performance by the White Knights at the end to get advancement. Now, Crazy Chickens and the Neptune Nomads in this next heat. Neptune Nomads, after a great win in the final elimination race with Larissa, they're trying to advance here in this team event. They have the lead ahead of the Crazy Chickens. Can the Chickens make a comeback? It's looking good. Close! But the Chickens will not get there, just barely. Neptune Nomads will hold on and continue to get a good result in this season. Neptune Nomads, after having last place in the standings 2 events ago, they will get another top half finish. Now in heat number 7, Honeycombs and the Hell Clowns in this one.
Honeycombs just got that silver medal in the final elimination race. It's Buzz's first final elimination appearance, and this time they have a very good opening to the race and are flying through this sector as well. Honeycombs on a phenomenal run here. Hellclowns trying to come back, and awful contact there for the Hellclowns, and the Honeycombs blow the Hellclowns out of the water and will also continue their run and get another top half result for the Honeycombs. 11.4, very good time by the Honeycombs. That is the best time we've seen so far today, surely, as we go into the final heat of the day, the Blue Brigade and the Condiment Kings home crowd. Here we go.
Condiment Kings struggled a bit in the previous event. Will they be able to bring it back here in a brand new event? Blue Brigade, struggling there as they got into the 3rd leg. Now Condiment Kings on the far side. It's going to be very close between these 2 teams. Condiment Kings will manage to hold on, and the home team is going to be advancing. Home fans are going to be pretty happy about that, but it was close, especially in the 3rd leg. The Blue Brigade managed to bring it back a little. It's not quite enough though. They are going to get 9th place. Best time of those that didn't advance. Cosmonauts in 10th, down to the Cheese Balls in dead last.
Cheese Balls a whole 4/10 behind the 15th place Hell Clowns. That is very poor indeed. As we queue up for the quarterfinals, the Serpent Speeders and the Jade Jockeys. Jade Jockeys just barely run their match against the Grayscales, whereas Serpent Speeders blew out the Green Peacocks. Serpent Speeders here, they look the better off, and they're well ahead in the third anchor. What can the fourth anchor do? Serpent Speeders, great formation. The Jade Jockeys, despite also having a good finish to the race, will not be able to catch up. And Serpent Speeders finally getting some of that beginning of the momentum of the season back, and they're on to the semi-finals.
Yeah, the Serpent Speeders, after a rough last few events, they're going to try to get another medal in the season in the first half. Citrus Sprinters and Marauders now, 2 teams battling at the top of the standings for the championship. This is such a pivotal quarter-final between these two, and unsurprisingly knotted between them too. Marauders trying to have a look. Citrus Sprinters is going to be so close. Marauders, by a few hundredths, I'll have to say, are going to get the win. But that is so crucial for their championship hopes.
Here comes the charge from the Citrus Sprinters, and there you see how it just wasn't enough. That is so close. 2,000ths between the two. Citrus Sprinters, that is heartbreaking. Marauders onto the semi-finals as championship leaders. If they make it, could get a very good shot at a medal here and push themselves well into the top of the table as White Knights and Neptune Nomads following up a race like that. Goodness me, that was so pivotal, and Citrus Sprinters are going to be kicking themselves. Neptune Nomads look the better off at the start of the race, and they're holding up very well in the third anchor here, but a bit of contact there gets the White Knights back in the race, and across the line they pull it back, and the White Knights are onto the semi-finals with another great comeback, and just by 2/200ths of a second in that one.
White Knights in the final leg, they have mastered the art of keeping their momentum clean and avoiding collisions to keep their momentum going straight towards the finish line. A great comeback for them to advance. Now Honeycombs and the Condiment Kings in this one. Condiment Kings as the home team trying to advance again. They have a pretty big lead over the Hellcats. However, the Honeycombs bring it back, and the Honeycombs have a fantastic comeback in the last few legs, and they will manage to do it.
Look at the contact there from the third and fourth Condiment Kings member. That is not it at all. Bad formation in the fourth leg. Really threw them off, and they finished in 7th place. And unsurprisingly, Citrus Sprinters 5th place. But all depends on what the Marauders and even the Serpent Speeders, both of those two teams have advanced, and they're facing off in the semi-finals. Goodness gracious, who's going to go into the final between these two? Serpent Speeders and the Marauders. One of them will be going for a gold medal.
Another extremely crucial match that has so many championship implications. Serpent Speeders lagging behind a little bit, but they're seeing the comebacks on the far side. Serpent Speeders are not going to get there. Marauders are championship leaders, and they're going to the final. Marauders are going to get no less than silver, and they are trying to make their bid for a championship in Season 4. Serpent Speeders are going to be knocked out. They're going to the bronze medal match to face one of the White Knights and the Honeycombs in semi-final B.
See who's going to be facing the Marauders in the final as well. Neck and neck through the first set. It looked like the White Knights had it better off, but the Honeycombs bring it back in the later corners, and the Honeycombs now starting to pull away. It's neck and neck in the final sector too. Honeycombs though, another great formation in the last sector, and they will move on to the final over the White Knights, who had done so well in that sector in the first few races, but they just could not compete with the Honeycombs this time, who have had very good times across the entire day, and might even look the favourite going into the final. That's going to be a very close final between those two darkly hued teams, and Seven Speeders and the White Knights, though. We've got to see what they can do first in the bronze medal match. Can Seven Speeders get back on the podium, or will White Knights fend them off?
And both of these teams have done so well up until the semi-finals. Only one can stand on the podium here today. Serpent Speeders look like they have the lead in the far side. White Knights have brought it back, and it's going to be very close into the final leg.
White Knights pull back, and that is going to be an easy bronze into the final set. Look here on the Seven Speeders. They had a very nice spread going, but just too much contact between the second and first marbles. Slows the third down, slows the fourth down, like a domino chain. And the White Knights with an 11.2 time. Very fast. Gets them to an easy bronze medal, but now for the final. Marauders going for the gold. Honeycombs, 2 medals in a row at least, but will it be gold this time? It's neck and neck through the first sector.
Looking at the trailing Mars, Honeycombs are a bit behind Marauders. Honeycombs have brought it back, and the Honeycombs will cross the line, and they've won gold in a Hubelino pursuit. A fantastic win over the championship leaders, the Marauders, who will have to settle for silver, but they were looking for the gold so close towards the end there.
And look at that finish for the Marauders. Just a little bit too much contact in those last few corners before the fourth sector. That gets them the silver medal, but the White Knights will get the bronze and the Honeycombs. A wonderful run across the entire event. 2 medals in a row. They are back to their Season 1 form, and they are back in the gold medals. And so, unsurprisingly and comfortably, the Marauders move into the top spot. They stay in the top spot, rather. 12 points clear of Serpent Spears and Super Sprinters, tied on 93. Honeycombs vault up into the battle, now on 87 points. And now there are 4 teams fighting for it. But before we move on to that, we go back to the B League for the halfway mark with Gravitrax Pursuit.